Hello there, what is up you guys, it's Violet Taylor here and welcome back to Let's Catch a Vibe. Now, I hope everyone's feeling great, feeling amazing, feeling vibey. As you guys can see, I've just finished watching Obi-Wan episode 6, the finale. Not gonna lie, it was pretty damn cool. Now, as you guys can also tell by the title of the video, I'm gonna be doing my spoiler review on episode 5 and the finale. So, pretty much, I wanted to do it because I know the first 2 episodes came out at the same time, so I was going to do them like each review would be like episode 3 and 4, then 5 and 6. But then I realised 6 might need its own review anyway, so I'm going to bundle them in this one. Then I'm going to do a separate video on like pretty much the fight scene and everything at the end. But anyway, pretty much episode 5. Episode 5 was okay. Pretty much we end up finding out that they're all stuck in this early beginnings, I can say early beginnings of a rebel base. But anyway, they're all stuck in there after episode 4 when they escape the raft kind of thing. It's kind of like a raft. But anyway, we end up finding out that they're all in this undergrounds of a base. Now, they do end up getting surrounded by the Empire because if you remember the end of episode 4, Vader asks the sister, "How do you know that you've kept a track of him?" And we find out that during the interrogation, Leia's drone had a tracker put on it by the sister. So really, really cool that we end up finding out that that drone ends up coming to life with its red, I'm going to call it like Sith control, basically. But it ends up being controlled, and it shuts down the base. It shuts down the giant airlock where they ships escape from. So yeah, they're pretty much trying to figure that out during the episode. Obviously, the Empire is trying to crack down on them, trying to get into the base. We get some cool, I want to say, shooting scenes, basically. The one thing that I think is really weird in this episode, and I forgot to mention it from episode 3, no, it's from episode 4. There's one part in episode 4 where Obi-Wan hits somebody with a lightsaber in the torture chamber, and the lightsaber bounces off a stormtrooper's chest, and I was like, okay, that's weird. Second thing I noticed during that episode as well is when the spy is being walked out by the stormtroopers, she just taps them in the head and they go, oh. She just taps them in the head. I was like, what's the point in having stormtrooper armor if you're going to get wobbled by someone tapping you in the head? That made no sense. This episode made no sense when the actual like doors end up getting open into the base because the Empire gets in there. Like, there's just a complete... Well, first of all, we get Obi-Wan approach the sister. Pretty much he does this in a way of trying to stall for time. And we end up finding out that all the younglings we saw getting killed by Anakin, she was one of them and she played dead. Anakin, pretty much, we saw Anakin strike her, but she pretty much went down and she pretended to stay down and play dead. So yeah, we get more information on the sister and find out exactly what she is. Obi-Wan's obviously trying to stall for time, but she's saying, listen, you know, stop trying to stall for time, you know, this. So Obi-Wan ends up giving himself up, but she doesn't realize that he's doing that. I think he's doing that to get Vader down for her. So he's trying to work with her, but obviously I don't know whether she knows that at first. Because obviously she said, you know, he says we can work together and we can destroy him together. But yeah, pretty much the doors open up. We get a bit of like a cool shootout scene, which is really, really dumb as well because stormtroopers are literally right where this camera is, and they're missing shots. But yeah, oh, no rebels are getting killed, and then oh, we see one rebel getting killed. Really, really dumb, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, we end up getting obviously, the sister ends up advancing through the base. Again, we get a scene where Obi-Wan gives himself up to go fire them time. We end up finding out that the agent gets killed and she has a grenade, similar to what happened in, you know, Alien and stuff like that. There's always somebody that sacrifices themselves with a grenade or something to stall for time. She ends up blowing herself up, which is very sad because obviously, you know, we were just getting to know her character, but, you know, it's like a sacrifice to the early rebellion. End up getting a scene where we find out that they pranked Vader, kind of a thing, where Vader comes into the base and we see a ship that Vader sees, and we see like a bit of his power because we knew he was capable of this. We see him hold back a ship in midair, brings it down on the ground, rips it to pieces with the Force, and then that's when they see their opening to shoot off. So there was like a ship behind the ship kind of thing. Really, really cool. I like the fact that they did that. That was smart. That was smart. I like the fact that they did that. Anyway, end of the episode. We see that the sister takes on Darth Vader, which was kind of brave but stupid at the same time. Now, we end up finding out that he knew who she was. He said, "Did you think I didn't know who you were? Like, did you think I didn't know you were going to try and kill me at some point?" Because obviously we find out that she knows he's Anakin, and he knows that she's the youngling that he thought he'd killed but didn't kill. So yeah, we get a cool scene where Darth Vader's just going zoom, zoom. He's just dodging. He's not even using his lightsaber. He's just like, yo, force, 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 force. Like, really, really cool, man. It just gives us more of an image of what we already knew about Vader. Like, these things we didn't really see in the, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. We haven't really seen that, like, absolutely forceful side of Darth Vader before. So this was really, really cool to see. Other than that, again, wasn't really much of the episode, really. Wasn't really much of the episode. It was... I'll give you my entire thought at the end of what I think of Obi-Wan in general. But yeah, anyway, this is going to be where I'm going to be talking about episode 6. So from now on, if you guys like the video, don't forget to smash the like button. Let me know in the comments down below why you didn't like the episode. Also, let me know what's been your favourite episode up until now. But this is where I'm going to be talking about spoilers for episode 6 that literally came out today, the finale. So this is the time to bounce off if you don't want to know about spoilers. So 3, 2, 1. Hello there. Right, everyone's still here. Episode 6. This picked up. So we pretty much end up getting a scene. Starts us right off at the end of episode 5, where Vader is in his Imperial Star Destroyer tracking down the rebel ship. I'm just going to call him the rebel ship, even though it's the early beginnings of the rebellion. Anyway, we end up getting that part where he's ended up tracking them down. He's shooting them. They realize they need to save for time. Obi-Wan, again, stalls for time. Takes the little miniature drop-off ship and turns and pretty much lures Vader away, basically. Obviously, we get... Oh, sorry, yes. Also, I forgot to mention the episode 5. We also get the Grand Inquisitor come back, which I was really surprised at. Because even he's like, what? You thought you'd killed me? Like... You were so predictable to find out, sister. You were so predictable. And I love the fact that he takes the pin back off her badge that Vader gave her earlier on in the episode and says, "Goodbye, Grand Inquisitor," which is pretty cool. Anyway, back to episode 6. Really, really cool scene. We find out that Obi-Wan's luring Vader off because he realizes this needs to end now. If I die or he dies, this needs to end now. So, again, very self-explanatory. We also find out that the sister... Obviously, because she realised who Anakin was, and over in episode 5, she realised that she heard a bit about children. She realises that, obviously, Anakin has children, so she goes to Tatooine to try and find Luke, because she remembers that Owen had a family on a farm. So she ends up trying to track down Luke, and obviously she's pretty much got her injuries from the previous episode, because Vader literally impaled her with a lightsaber. Well, with her own lightsaber. But yeah, we find out that she's on her own little mission to go after Luke. But then we get this absolutely badass scene, which we've wanted to see for so long. We get a fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin. This is more Obi-Wan and Anakin's last fight, other than the one we saw in Revenge of the Sith. This is their final fight, because we get some really, 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 really cool fight scenes in here. Again, these are very, very skilled warriors, you already know. We end up getting a scene where Darth Vader uses the Force to crunch the floor, and he's literally throwing all these rocks into this pit. Obi-Wan gets this Super Saiyan moment where he hears voices and memories of things that have passed. You hear Hayden Christensen talk, you hear Darth Vader talk, you hear all these different things, and then he has this Super Saiyan moment where he bursts out the ground, and then he literally runs up behind Vader and just yo, it's so cool, it's so cool. Anyway, we end up getting this fight scene. We get Obi-Wan gets the upper hand on Darth Vader, where he's just throwing rocks at him. We get Vader that gets his gets the controls on his chest broken, so you start hearing his voice going. You start hearing his voice. So once I heard that, I was like, oh no, you know Vader's not going to die because we already know his fate. But anyway, we get this really cool scene where Obi-Wan actually gets like a Super Saiyan moment, smashes up his breathing controls, jumps up in the air, wham. And I was like, no, they didn't. They did what I wanted. We get Hayden Christensen's face plate broken, so we get to see his face. And we get a really cool conversation between them talking where Obi-Wan says, I'm sorry, like, for everything. Like, and then Anakin's like, I'm not your fate. Like, I'm not your mistake. I killed Anakin. You know what I mean? Like, I killed Anakin. Like, you didn't do anything, like, because obviously Obi-Wan still is in pain about, it's his friend, and he says, well, if you did kill Anakin, then I truly have lost my friend. And then we see when he says, goodbye, Darth, which is like, oh, damn, so now he officially considers him as Darth, not Anakin anymore. Really cool scene. Again, watch it for yourself. We also get a part where Darth Vader's like, Obi-Wan! Like, he's really struggling to breathe, which I liked it because Darth Vader's still trying to fight as well. Anyway, cut to the end, we end up finding a scene where Vader is sitting on Mustafar in his castle, and he's talking to the Emperor, and the Emperor says, I hope that your feelings haven't dissuaded you from, he's basically thinking that, because you came face to face with your old master, are you feeling a bit weak and stuff like that? And then we see Vader says, no, I only serve you, my master. And it plays the old Star Wars music, dun, 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 which I've been waiting for the entire Star Wars Obi-Wan, but, they use it towards the end for dramatic effect. Then we end up finding out that Leia ends up back on her home planet with Senator Bail Organa and her parents. On Alderaan, sorry, the planet. But yeah, we pretty much get a goodbye from them. He says, if you ever need my help, call me, So we get like a bit more of a brighter Obi-Wan. Now, after that, we end up finding out that Obi-Wan is leaving Tatooine, or he's leaving his cave that he was living in. He goes to speak to Owen. That's it. He goes to speak to Owen, and then we get a scene where Owen says, "Do you want to meet Luke?" So obviously we get that kind of like communication there, and he literally walks up to him and says, "Hello there," which is pretty cool. It's like a bit of a running joke with Obi-Wan that he's notorious for saying hello there. Now, after that, pretty much episode ends and we go into wherever the journey takes us. But yeah, really strong episode. Now, my overall thoughts of Obi-Wan, I would have to say most of the episodes are sitting in they're like a 7. They're like a 7. The highest part in this series, which I'm sure everyone can agree with, is when Darth Vader came. Those were the highest points throughout the entire season. But anyway, if I had to rate this season, overall it sits at like a 7 for me. Probably going up to an 8 with the highest, with Darth Vader being the highest highlights of the series. But yeah, I found it fun. Most of it, I was like, okay, we didn't really need to see this. This is pretty much like a early Rebellion TV series. But anyway, I'm going to end this review here because it's going on for quite a bit of time. But anyway, like I said, if you like this video, don't forget to smash the like button. If you didn't like the video, let me know in the comments down below what was your thoughts on the finale. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy the Obi-Wan series all the way through as a whole? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and join Team Let's Catch a Vibe. Also, if you are new, please don't forget to switch on the bell notifications to get notified as soon as I upload. But more importantly, don't forget to stay vibey, and may the force be with you always. Peace. Cheers.